Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now I'm taking a look at the Commodore 64 version of Ocean's Rambo First Blood Part 2. I've already looked at the Spectrum version, which was fairly good, and although not without its problems, and the Amstrad CPC version, which was rather disappointing to say the least. But one thing I've noticed about this is that high score table has actually got proper smooth scrolling. Place your weapon into port 2. God, that's a bit personal, isn't it? Place your weapon in port 2. Move joystick to continue. Spacebar selects weapon. Oh god. S toggles music and sound effects. Run stop toggles suspended animation. Watch out for extra weapons in the terrain and enemy campsite. Whether you succeed or not is up to you. Wouldn't it be up to whether or not the enemies actually pop up and put a bullet in me? Oh god. Again. Why can't I just type it? I mean, even in the Spectrum version I was able to type it. I mean, this isn't as slow as the Amstrad version, or frustrating to use the Amstrad version, but I'm still on a computer with a keyboard. This music's really good though. Yeah, I'm ready. Come on, get on with it. Okay, so if you hit someone, if you hit someone with a knife, they automatically turn into a skeleton. Of course they will. Of course they do. That's funny. Oh my god, I'm dead already. God blimey, that's not. It's certainly. I have to admit, those graphics do look very similar to the CPC version, although the scrolling, as you've noticed, is considerably smoother. Let's give this another whirl, since I know it didn't even last 5 minutes. God, this is quite a bit different to the Spectrum version. That one actually had lives and no energy bar, whereas both the CPC version and this have an energy bar and 1 life. Oh god, I'm nearly... What? I'm a bit worried about this. We've got the Spectrum version that's okay but flawed. The CPC version that's just plain crap and unplayable. And this one, I'm worried I might find it unplayable, but for a different reason, it being way too hard, and the fact you get bombarded by all and sundry before you have a chance to do anything. And I noticed that it's got much the same problems as CPC insofar as you don't know you're actually at the edge of the playing area until you're actually at the edge of the playing area, because like that version, it just you just suddenly can't. Well, you just suddenly stop moving in the middle of nowhere. Why can't it have a proper end to it, like the Spectrum version did? And on that second go, I didn't even get anywhere before I got absolutely murdered. Right, I'm going to see what these... And I suddenly couldn't move for some damn reason. I'm not having much luck with this. Oh god, this has the same problems as the CPC version insofar as it's very easy to overshoot. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Right, I've turned off. Right, so So, like in the CPC version, you press space to get to change to the other weapons, and also like the CPC version, you seem to. Graphics are quite nice. They're not as muddy as the CPC version. Although this seems, ooh, definitely switching to that. Oh God. Ugh. That's odd. I was right at the bottom of that high score table before I started this game. I was right at the number 80, and yet they didn't give me a message like. Right. Oh dear. Yeah, I think the biggest worry with this one is that it seems to be far too hard. And it would be nice if it actually kept the music on or off selection from the previous game, because it's an irritation if you just want to hear the sound effects. Right, get the machine gun naturally. Scrolling's really smooth. I really wish it would actually have a proper ending to the play area, though. It's got that in that respect, it's just as bad as the CPC version, where you just stop in the middle of nowhere when you reach the edge of the playing area. What? That didn't even hit me. Oh God, I'm nearly dead again. Oh my God. While this version does have impressive music, I am still rather worried about the actual gameplay. As I said, it seems to have the problem of being far too difficult. See, look, barely even starting, you're already getting rained upon and having bullets that are already hitting you. See, look, I'm at the edge of the playing area. Why can't it make it obvious that that's the edge of the playing area? Because it's a bit of a worry if you really don't know the game well enough. That, oh God. And why can't this have proper animation for going diagonally? It's got the same problem as the CPC version that you get. What? Oh, goodness me. What? Where am I? Why can't I go across the... What am I meant to get there? Oh. Some of the hit detection isn't right. That bullet didn't actually touch me. There was still about half of Rambo's height distance away from me when the game claimed that bullet hit me. Oh dear. And why does that bloody rock have to be in the way? Who puts a rock in the way of a drawbridge? Maybe I need to blow that up. I'll try that if I end up going there again. There's something else I'm going to try as well. I'm going to see if it's like the Spectrum version, where if you use noisier weapons, it attracts attention. Oh yeah, I'm nearly at the edge of the playing area. I remember that. They can fire in all sorts of directions, and it's really hard to avoid. The animation on the main sprite isn't that great. Right, see if it. Oh God. Oh, 2 with 1 shot. Yeah, it does seem to be a case if you use noisy weapons, it attracts all and sundry. Oh, come on, that didn't hit me. So it seems like the moral of the story is you use the knife or the arrows for the most part, because anything else just makes too much noise. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, better get the machine gun just in case I need it. I'm not going to select it yet, but I'll... Some of those soldiers look like skeletons. The ones that are grey look a bit like mummies. Oh, God. It's... it's got the same problem. You can't tell what you can walk through and what you can't until you've already tried it. The same problem on the CPC version. Can I get in this way? I don't know. Oh, there's one of the prisoners I need to rescue. Oh, God. Make it clear what you can walk through and what you can't. See, look, why can't I walk through that? Oh, I'm nearly dead. Oh, bloody hell. They're just... Oh, they're bullets coming out of nowhere. And I kept getting stuck on the trees even though I was nowhere near them. Oh, that viewpoint doesn't work. Well, this is still better than the CPC version, but that's really not saying much. See, look, they catch you at awkward angles and it's nigh on impossible to avoid the bullets. The music's really quite good. See, look. Oh, even though it's got a bigger playing area than the CPC version, I still find that it's often hard to react to enemies in time by the time you've actually seen them. Can I? No, I can't. That didn't work quite as I hoped. What? Oh, God. What, I hit that guy? Where did he go? Oh, my God. Okay, that'll do me. So that's Rambo First Blood Part 2 for the Commodore 64. Great music and some pretty good sound effects for the Commodore 64, but ultimately it's just too frustrating and has some of the same problems as the CPC version, despite having much smoother scrolling and clearer graphics. Graphics in themselves, I'm starting to wonder whether the Amstrad version's graphics might have been a case of a CPC port. Rambo himself looked very, very much the same in both this version and that version. So I'm starting to wonder whether one might have been a port of the other. Either this ported that or that ported this, to a certain extent. And it really would have been nice if they could have had proper diagonal animation for Rambo. It's got exactly the same problem as the CPC version. It just uses the up and down sprites even when you're going diagonally. And even though it looked more like Rambo in the CPC version and was clearer, where the CPC version's graphics were a bit muddy, I still think that the Rambo sprite in the Spectrum version looked more like Rambo and was better animated and had diagonal animation. Sound effect. The sound, well, you get a choice of either music or sound effects during gameplay. The music's pretty good, I have to admit, and sound effects are pretty good too, from what I heard. I didn't manage to pick up all the weapons again, and the map seems to be the same as in the Amstrad version, because I found the machine gun in the same place by that temple, for instance. So I can't complain about the audio. Gameplay, even though it's more playable and smoother than the CPC version, I still think I prefer the gameplay in the Spectrum version. I still found that version more playable and had far fewer nasty surprises that came across as cheap shots. So unfortunately, there were quite a lot of occasions where you were just getting bombarded before you had a chance to do anything, and you were just constantly being shot at with bullets coming at these really awkward angles that were nigh on impossible to avoid, and you're too close to the edge of the screen when it scrolls, and it has the same problem that even though it's got a larger playing area, because you're so close to the edge of the screen when it scrolls, when someone suddenly appears in front of you, you've got little to no time to react to them before they've fired a whole rain of bullets that goes at such an awkward angle that it's almost impossible to avoid the bullets, and the hit detection's off at times. I was actually hit by some bullets that still had that were not that were not actually touching me at the time of the supposed impact. And of course, there's the same problem as the CPC version, where you only know if you've reached the edge of the playing area if you suddenly stop moving in the direction you're walking for no apparent reason. At least in the Spectrum version, it was far clearer when you'd reached the edge of the playing area, because it would stop it would actually have you walk to the very edge and it not continue to scroll, whereas that doesn't happen here. You actually have to know what the playing area looks like. So it has that same design flaw. But the biggest problem that I have with this game is it's just pitched way. The difficulty level is just pitched way too high. As you saw, there were when you first start the game, you've got about 5 enemies on screen, and they're just raining bullets on you before you've had a chance to snatch a breath. I mean, really? I mean, admittedly, that's probably what would happen if you were thrust into a war like that. But this is a game; you need to build up the difficulty level gradually, not just throw a lamb to the slaughter like that. So I think I'm going to give Rambo First Blood Part 2 for the Commodore 64 5 out of 10. It's better than the CPC version, but I found the Spectrum version fairer and more playable. This one was by and large just too hard and too unfair. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another one soon. Texie88 out.